Well, welcome to another broadcast of TL Tedford Enterprises. In recent news, a few things have come out about Lockheed, which we'll get to in a few minutes, but we want to talk just a little bit about our opportunities here. Now, Lockheed is a contractor of the United States government, space and defense. They're big time. They are the main team building the GPS 3 OCX satellites, and they're also behind the technology of it all. So I'm understanding 36 to 48 satellites will be going up that are built like this. But the main thing is that to tie it together, we are going to be heavily dependent on GPS. GPS 3 is going to be a major shot in the arm and a big gold star by our name. I want to discuss this a little bit rather than just wanting you to read it, because I don't want you to miss any of the sweet spots. So we see on this screen right here that we have these folks in this team right here working with the Lockheed Martin Ventures. So if you look at these folks, that's what they do. You know, they're part of the team that you may talk to if you're talking to them, communicate on email, whatever. But these folks are all putting it together. We're not to mention with the logistics, some of the feature studies of our major attributes, things that we can work with. Now, we've already gotten in with these folks about a year ago. Our relationship is growing. Up until about 6 months ago, we were talking to Lockheed, and they, for whatever reason, which I'm not quite sure, but they have seen fit to push us up to the United States Air Force and Space Defense. Okay, so hey, bonus showed up in my LinkedIn profile as well when they looked at me, so I've got a pretty good timeline as when it happened. Now, like I say, it's about 6 or 7 months ago. So we're going to drop down to, without any more further ado, let's drop down here. And this is a part that I want to start with. And I want to show you here what we're doing. The systems and robotics, I don't quite know. I don't quite know about that yet, but definitely possible. Cybersecurity, we're not actually trying to offer them new security, but we will be utilizing that security. Space technologies. Now, with our product and vehicle attributes that we're going to be going after, which we've now labeled Vehicle Group Alert, and we came that far since way back. Those of you that have been here will know what I'm talking about. So anyway, we've got space technologies, advanced communications, and sensors. Now this is a big deal right here, because this is all about us. All right, advanced communications is through our product, through written software to be able to pre-program this unit now, and for the United States government's use. Now, we will not be providing security, as I said. I'm not getting into that area. That's going to be done by the government's own teams that will do not only the cybersecurity, but the physical unit security within the programming of the unit. Okay, and then communications across their military networks. That is going to be their deal. I don't even want to know about it. We'll know what we need to provide and to have available so they can do these things. But other than that, that's and it's a big thing. It's a big deal. It's not a little deal. Okay, so that's a great big gold star. Undersea technologies, we're not looking at it yet, but it's not beyond. Data analytics, this is probably going to be something that we definitely will be getting into. Data analytics is determining what's going on with data. You could also say it partially is artificial intelligence as well, because it's going to need to be able to keep track and tallies on numbers say if you're on the battlefield, it's going to keep up if the tank's taken out, if an infantry goes down, with our medical detection technologies that we're going to add in as another module. Okay, each thing that we do is a new module. This is what's going to prolong the life throughout the United States government, no matter where it ends up, in the military, Secret Service, police departments, fire departments. We've got a lot of research to go there. So we'll move on from there. Artificial intelligence and machine learning. Artificial intelligence definitely, and machine learning, haven't thought about it yet. But everything is on the table as far as we're concerned. Next generation electronics. Well, seeing as how that we're always pushing the leading edge of everything, because that's where everybody's not at. The most people you see in anything is further back than that. Okay, but we're pushing the front edge of technology, and as it's unfolding, we're adapting to it, and we're trying to evolve within it. So just as far as that goes, that's going to evolve quite a bit also. Advanced materials and manufacturing. This is something of great interest to us. Energy and power systems. Since we're going to be planning on, like with the Border Patrol, putting these drone stations down the 1,600 miles of border wall, then we will have stations periodically every quarter mile or whatever, and there will be drones there that our computer software and our products with sensors that will be sensing movements on the ground on the other side of the border fence or wall. So anyway, this moves us into a lot of stuff that maybe you haven't realized when I posted this to you guys. But just remember, we're always looking outside the envelope. This will get more prevalent and more. A lot of you will be getting more involved with the intrapreneurial business plans. This is supposed to be fun, so it's nothing for anybody to freak out about. So anyway, anyone brings new innovation can be taken on, and if we can see the value or the benefit of it, then we will help you develop it. We'll help brainstorm it, think tank, the entire thing, so we can see what it can do. And then the level of bonus gets quite high that we're intended to do. So depending on the impact, depending on the level of the bonus. Okay. So anyway, so we're going to be moving from here now. Let's go up back to now we're going to go into the GPS 3. Let's talk about it real quick. It's not a big deal. I mean, it is a great big deal for us, but I mean, I'm not going to try to teach you GPS 3 here. So anyway, we're going to move down this GPS 3, Lockheed. Now we're going to move down, and of course, these are the folks that are involved on the board. Now propelling it to orbit, which there's multiple already in orbit. These are the folks. I don't have anything to speak about these folks except they will be being discussed things with. They already probably know who we are. That's a good thing, because Lockheed knows about our interest in GPS 3. Now, right here, it talks about the future of global positioning systems and the GPS 3 system that is being projected into space now. This part of it, I want to get down here. Now, in this image right here, you'll see this station, this station, this station, this station, this station. Now, you can notice that this station is quite large, but this is only one room on the satellite. Each satellite, each one of these are going each and every satellite for the GPS 3 commanded by the OCX command system. Okay, so anyway, all this stuff will be built into the walls. But also in some reading and research on this GPS 3, there's going to be survival equipment in each and every one of these GPS 3 satellites. Now, that leads me to believe that there's going to be reason for them to be there because there's going to be traffic, space traffic going through space, which is where I believe we're going to fit in. Okay. Uh, Elon Musk has a lot of the sending the folks up, things like that, controlling the spaceship. But we're going to have a lot of vehicles up there. You'll see it in the pretty near future. And if we can be doing our product on those vehicles as well, and with the pinpoint accuracy of the GPS 3, we can literally propel these folks in a vehicle through space, dock at a particular station, whatever. You pre-program the trip, sit back, and it takes care of itself. All the way up to and including the docking. And then, of course, the locking mechanism, and then the people on board will obviously be given the green lights. Everything's sealed, everything's ready, and they can exit the vehicle and enter the station. So whatever it happens to be. Now, later on, if not already, we only know so much. So, but anyway, if it's already up there, we've got some things anyway they can dock with at different places. So we know that we're going to have space vehicles. I know they're already being bid on, or they're putting out bids, different companies for their version and vision of their space vehicles to be able to transport. So we can look at space trucks, space vehicles for 4, 5, 6, 8 passengers, whatever, even like a bus. It doesn't matter because each and everything will be programmed to our product to be able to control this. We will be working with Lockheed. They'll be assisting us with our technology and to adapt and onboard the GPS-3 OCX systems. They are very favorable to it, and as I said, they've already pushed us all the way up to the Air Force. So we're all the way to the Air Force, which is under the Department of Homeland Security. But the Air Force already knows about it. Okay, so and Lockheed, Raytheon. There's been some talk back and forth about Northrop, but I don't know what role they're in. That'll have to when it gets discussed again. We'll bring that out. So anyway, this is the pictures of the satellites. This is just good information. GPS 3 is here. So here we are. Here's folks working in these rooms, and they're assembling all the components that are going to go on it. And as you can see, all the holes all up and down and everywhere like this is all component mounting. And then along the edge, obviously, if you can imagine, there's going to be seals and bolts or whatever it is. And in these rooms is that survival equipment I was talking about. So if a space vehicle can make its way to it, or they can get into space, they're going to be able to jetpack themselves, for better lack of a better word, but they're going to do it, okay? And they can get a certain distance. So if they can get here, they can survive here, they can communicate from here, and stay safe until help gets there. Which that again is another vehicle type, is going to be rescue vehicles. That's going to have to be in from the very beginning. So anyway, we're virtually going to enter into the Jetson stage. So if you ever watch the Jetsons, you know that those space vehicles were everywhere in every shape, form, and fashion, and that's pretty much where we're at. So as funny as it seems, but yes, true. All right, there's a GPS-3 satellite. This is something I want you to be able to enjoy here. There it is. I guess that's the room, and you can see all the little different antennas. I don't know if that's a camera or some kind of a jet pack to maneuver to keep it aloft. They do decline. Looks like another antenna out here, as you can see. And then, of course, the antennas I was talking about right here. Now, this GPS, while is facing the Earth this GPS is working 360 degrees. And so it can go, it's delivering accurate information that can be done with the GPS system for GPS 3. It can literally anywhere within its range can give signals to that and keep it in contact. So from space to the satellite to the ground, absolutely. From the ground to the satellite to any particular vehicle, space station already takes place. But this particular one does it all. Okay. So I hope to help you enjoy that part. And let's see, GPS 3 Heritage. Here are the early GPSs right here. Let's see, this one, R. Okay. Um, can't remember what the R is doing. Okay. The GPS 2R-M, M being representative of the military, as you can see right here. Okay. You can see that. And then the GPS 3. Let's see, I believe this is probably going to be dealing mainly with civil use. And then the GPS constellation and the OCX ground control segment. Now, this, which I can't really explain all of it to you now, I think it'd take too long, but this is a big statement right here, because this is pretty much in the beginning, the main heartbeat of what we're wanting to do. All right, now with the GPS 3F, Bliss, I believe, is also military, regional military protection capability. So, digital navigation payload, search and rescue payload. So this has to do, if it were taking on something, maybe it might have to adjust its orbit just a little to maintain what it's doing. And I am pretty sure that's where all that's going to. Accuracy enhancing laser retro reflector array. Now, from where we've been with what the GPS we have now is a GPS 2, basically. So, and you know yourself by using them that they can be quite a problem. There can be quite a distance off. I've had them miles off, but that could be human error from the way it's inserted into the system. It's usually what it is. But anyway, GPS 2 is great, but we are way past that. We have been needing GPS 3 for a very long time. Get down to less than a millimeter accuracy, and we're going to have like quadruple the number of satellites that we've had for GPS 2. And they will also be working in conjunction with the GPS 2 satellites as well. And as those phase out, they put about a 15-year life on those. So as those are phased out, then I'm sure the GPS 3 satellites will be added to and will completely take over all the navigation on the ground and in space. Okay, enough said there. All right, a lot to talk about. These are just some of the things here. I'll just share that with you. Now, right here, tapping into the commercial technologies and support of innovation at Lockheed Martin. Discuss this just a little bit. We are going at Lockheed Martin to get assistance with technology, engineering, and funds if we can get them, and they seem to be pretty readily ready for that. So anyway, we discussed a lot of the areas that would mean a lot of stuff to us as far as getting funds from them. And we're already known by them, and we come with full congressional support. You've heard me say this before, full congressional support. We have congressmen that already know us. They know about our product, and we have already been fully, completely vetted through everything. Now, there may be some other checks like secret security clearances, top secret security clearances later. But if these requirements are there, then the government will see that we get them. Okay. Now, what we have here is this is how Lockheed Martin Ventures is delivering emerging technologies to customers better, faster, and cheaper. Now, what they do here, so it should come up again in a minute, but a lot of the things that they're doing is they're really interested in technology that aligns with the things that they're interested in, which we actually cross multiple borders on this idea. Okay, but that's what they're looking for, and this is just kind of about what it says, what they do. Uh, this is about the fund, 200 million early stage uh, VC fund, and there's 35 startups in our portfolio at this time when this was put up, and from around the world. So they do this outside the world also, and with thought leaders, technical experts, and leading VC firms are involved, because there is outside money that comes into a lot of this too. Because there's outside entity interest in some of this. Lockheed, I've said it before, but I mean, I've been told by the banks and people that I talked to about this particular venture, what we've been working on for a while, that don't be surprised if we don't get a just full out buyout request. Now, we'll entertain that if it comes up. If it doesn't, we're just going to keep pushing forward and planning for tomorrow. And right here, artificial intelligence. You heard me mention that earlier. We're talking about autonomy and robotics, cybersecurity, using it, yes, providing it, no. Okay. Materials and manufacturing, these is basically the same list that we went over earlier. Now, quantum tech, I don't remember that being earlier, but we're definitely interested in it, okay? And sensor tech. With sensors, there are a dime a dozen. But if we can't find one that actually will do what we need it to do, we will provide the need and we will develop the sensor to work how we need it to. What that leads to is that's another patent that TL Tedford Enterprise can acquire on that sensor, where other people can actually use it, but nobody can duplicate what it does legally, and definitely can't get another patent on it because we have it. That will protect us for 20 years. Okay. Signals and communications. Okay, right here. Signals and communications is a major thing of what we're doing. We signal warnings of all types, either manual or automated, and in all of these headings back behind us that we just went over, uh, it speaks right here, next generation electronics, quantum tech. All of that gets used right here. Actually, it gets used in all three of these. And all three of these are of extreme importance to us, because this is where they're pushing us. They want us in space. The last three-way call I had with Jack and Ralph, he spoke of this. Actually, I just listened to it again this morning. But anyway, this is just kind of what's going on here. Just talks about you can visit the website. If you want to do your own research, I mean, please do. The more you know, the better off you are to understand all of these little details. But I just want to make sure people were getting the full flavor and the juice from this that I shared. And this guy here, let's see, bridging the gap, cutting edge technology, startups, and the defense world. And like I say, Lockheed, this contractor, military contractor, pushed us up to United States Air Force Space and Command. Now, just one more added little note on that part is that the GPS-3 OCX program, platforms, and processes was actually instigated and started by the United States Air Force and Space Command and United States Air Force Space and Defense. So there's no telling what areas we may get to play in. All right, this thing is getting kind of long. All right. Anyway, so we'll go from there, and let's just see what else. This is the explainability factor. Lockheed Martin and Darwin's Owl game changing all platforms. The challenge of All black box. I didn't read to read this, folks. I guess we'll cover this a little later. I thought I caught a relevance here, but I can't teach you all these physics and stuff right here, right now, and I got to study this anyway. Anyway, we'll go ahead and end the recording right there. And with that said, let's go back to just remember, stay focused, pay attention to what's going on in the government. Some of the stuff that I post about what's going on in our country is is a major thing because we don't know from one president to another president their goals and everything else, but they not shouldn't be even looking at what we're working on getting funding through right now. It's been updated through the end of February. That hopefully we're going to be looking at earmarks by then. End of March, it's been moved up or out a month because of the delays through COVID. But now by the end of March, they're supposed to have to be done doing the grants, which we do have the one grant with the DOT. But I'll keep you abreast of all these things. Just stay tuned, and I appreciate you guys for listening. Y'all have a good day.